Yes. Let's give it some love, Johnsons. What's happening? What's the goings-ons? What's the goings-ons, Johnsons? We looking good. All right, people, what's up? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Yeah, we look like Bill Cat. What's going on? How y'all feeling? Yeah, so that happening. If you're new to the show, this is the Tim Black Show. We do this Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. And we open up phone lines on Tuesdays and Fridays. So today, what we do is we just cover the news. And what's that? I printed something out. What is this? Oh, yeah, the blank page. This is where all my witticisms and my jokes, my toppers and whoppers. What's up, people? Let me make sure people can hear us on Facebook and on Twitter. What's going on, guys? YouTube in the house. Who's here? YouTube's in the house. Okay. Garrett Brown's in the house. Danny M16, Schultze. Brian, Joe Nice. Cryptician, the Black Governor's in the house. David Melford's in the house. Got a whole crew in the house, man. This is good. Got the mic down a little low, but I think we're good. There we are. We can look. Everyone said we're feeling. Here we go. What's up, Cody? What is good? See? Garrett's pissed off. Good up for Garrett, pissed off in the comment section. She ain't mad at me, but she is mad. Nisi, what's up, Nisi? What's up, Corey? All right, what's up, F Imperialism? Vanita Vanderbar, what's up, Vanita? Welcome to the show. Yuri Dice Crockett, what up? How you doing? What's up, Johnsons? Probably holy. Okay. I'm gonna go to Facebook. Facebook, you guys okay? We got Facebook back in the rotation. And we did actually I'm on Twitch tonight. So just so people know. And with this software, you can go anywhere pretty much. So I figured, okay, if I get one person on Twitch, that's one more person on Twitch I wouldn't have got. So give it a shot. What's up, B Mill? B effing. Rita, what's up, Rita and Kitty? And Ira, and Joy, and Michelle, and Evan, and Dolores, and Greg. What is the goings on? So we're looking good on Facebook as well, guys. Give it up. Give it up, people. Curtis, what's happening, Kurt? What's happening, Michael? What's going on? All right, people. Now, you know it's been a lot. I'm trying to tell you, it's been a lot. A lot is happening. Oh, God, I forgot. I got to send an email. We'll do that after the show. Okay, so Periscope, you in the house? We getting any Periscope love out here? Man, Periscope, man. Damn it, I don't even know how to get to Periscope. It's like, I know how to get to Twitter, right? For real, I don't use Periscope like that. Know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, Johnson. But what I can do is see if I'm on the Twitter. I know I'm on Twitter. And I know it's the same thing. We got a couple people on Periscope. Okay. Tim Black wants you to moderate. Okay. We got some people on Periscope. Say something on Periscope, and I'll shout you out, Periscope people. Who's on Periscope right now? One less, somebody just logged off. As soon as I say that, they got out of there. Okay, no problem. No, okay. I'll let you be. You're just coming through, Johnson. Didn't mean to get in the way. My bad. All right, so. Wow, guys. Okay, so we got a lot of stories to hit on. We got Cuomo. Cuomo. The fall of Cuomo. Syria bombs. The Capitol Police. New York finally has Trump's tax returns. But we got to start with the minimum wage. Because the minimum wage is where it's at, Johnson. We got to start there. And we got to make sure people understand what's up with this minimum wage. Okay? And I know it's going, but I want everybody to take their time with this. Be informed. Know the deal. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Understand what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of misinformation. Excuse me. A lot of misinformation, a lot of spin happening. And I want to make sure that if you watch this show, that you got the real deal about what's happening. Okay? So let's do minimum wage. And let's take our time a little bit. Make sure people get it. So I'm using Market Watch as my source for information regarding the minimum wage because I feel it's the most accurate as it's focused mostly on the money aspect, okay? And that's what's most important here. Not a bunch of narrative spinning, but the money aspect, because we are talking about money. Okay, so first of all, one little bit of context here. One thing I don't like about this whole conversation about the relief package, forget calling it a stimulus. This ain't about stimulating nothing. This is about providing relief to citizens who are feeling a lot of pain right now due to the COVID-19. Feeling a lot of financial pain, mental pain, all right? Insecure pain of insecurity. Like this is what's happening, okay? We got food insecurity, worries about being able to stay indoors, how we gonna take care of the kids, school's not open, whole lot of pain going on. This is a relief check. What I don't like is, for some reason, a lot of folks don't recall that the Democrats want to give out $1.9 trillion, which they haven't done, which they're late on. And that's a travesty. It should have been twice that. It should have been twice that, and the dollar amount should well exceed $1,400. It should be $2,000 at least, bare minimum. I would say $4,000, okay? But recurring monthly should be $2,000 plus. That's where I stand on it. But please, for the love of God, Johnsons, don't be fooled into thinking that the Republicans were doing a better job. Republicans wanted to give you less than $1 trillion. They wanted to give $600 billion. So let's just make that clear because, and then look, I'm not going to focus on it, but I just want to remind people because for some reason, other people forget that. They forget who really wanted to screw the hell out of us. We're getting screwed by the Democrats, but who wanted to screw us harder? The Republicans. Democrats aren't doing right by us. Republicans wanted to do less right by us. Even worse, okay? So that's why we say both parties suck. Some people leave that part out because it's advantageous to their narratives. Back to the stimulus, the fake stimulus, the relief payment. Now, once upon a time, Joe Biden was talking about rolling in a $15 minimum wage into the relief package. Doesn't look like that's going to happen because the Democrats have no spine, they have no will, and they don't want it to happen, Johnson. They just don't want to do it. And when I say the Democrats, I don't mean everybody in the Democratic Party. I don't mean people that just got there. I don't mean people that haven't even, I don't mean Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar. I don't mean them, okay? You really don't think those people want you to have a relief package? I think they do. You think they want you to have a livable wage? I think they do. And I'm definitely not talking about people that aren't even there yet. Nina Turner's not even in Congress, and somehow people are probably blaming her right now, saying she's part of that people that don't want us to get a minimum wage increase. So the Democratic lawmakers pushing to increase the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour were elated when President Biden included it in his $1.9 trillion relief package. But that may have been wishful thinking, because the Senate parliamentarian Elizabeth McDowell on Thursday ruled against passing a minimum wage legislation through the budget reconciliation process. So whoever this heifer is, Elizabeth McDonough, who I never heard of before, who I don't know why I need to know her name, who has a job I could give less than two damns about, the Senate parliamentarian, who nobody should have to know, no one should have to get to know, ever. This person, who was appointed to some paper pushing position, is making it difficult for employees to get on a 5-year trek to get a minimum wage increase. A minimum wage which hasn't been raised since 2009. There's more. Since the Democrats and Republicans are split on a 50-50-50, or 50-50, are split on 50-50, Biden's looking to use the budget reconciliation process in order to pass the relief package. That process requires Vice President Kamala Harris to vote with the Democrats in order to pass it. The rules on what can and can't be passed through the reconciliation process are being written while the game is played at the most basic level. To use the reconciliation process to pass legislation, there must be a direct impact on the U.S. budget. In order to use this process, in order to only require 50 votes, plus Kamala Harris makes 51, you need to show a correlation between whatever you're trying to pass and the direct impact on the U.S. budget. Many Democrats and Republican lawmakers weren't surprised by McDonough's ruling. And here's the important part about that. Her ruling doesn't mean shit if the Democrats don't want it to mean shit, because the senators can overrule her decision with 51 votes. But according to Market Watch, it's unlikely they will do so. So this, oh no, the sky's falling, the sky ain't damn fell. Nah, sky didn't fall, Johnson. The Democratic elites, the Democratic rulers of the party, Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, these people didn't want us. They don't want the $50 minimum wage. They don't want it. Because they could override it. They could override this McDonough person. You think that this person is more powerful than Joe Biden or Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi? No, she's not. There's a reason you don't know her name, Johnson. It's because she's not more powerful. But she'll serve as a great fall person for this. That way they don't have to do what they don't have to do what we want them to do. That way they don't have to piss off their donors, the corporations, Wall Street, and what have you. And they can say to ill-informed, uninformed, or misinformed Democratic voters, we really wanted to get it done, but we just couldn't. No, we just couldn't. We really tried. Now, according to Market Watch, this Market Watch says the reason why they won't force to overturn or overrule this Elizabeth McDonough, the Senate parliamentarian, is because there are plenty of other paths lawmakers can pursue to raise the federal minimum wage. Then they went on to remind us that the federal minimum wage has been $7.25 an hour for over a decade. This is not the only shot at passing the minimum wage, said Jim Kessler, a former aide to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, the executive vice president for the policy at Third Way, centrist think tank full of elitist, moderate, corporate Democrats. Democrats are unanimous that they want to raise the minimum wage. The question is, what level and how fast? Then they go on to try to down-talk the minimum wage by telling you what bad things could happen. But also some good things, I guess. Okay. Now, this is all speculation. You never really know what the market's going to do until it's time for it to do what it's going to do. Understand what I'm saying? So all this, what I'm about to read you now are speculations. If the federal minimum wage increased to $15 by 2025, some 17 million workers would be directly affected, and they would see their wages go up. 17 million workers. So to the person on Twitter who said this wouldn't affect a lot of people, 17 million people is a lot of people. Maybe in California and in D.C., where it's already $15 an hour, no change for you. But we live in a society where others are still making $7.25 an hour. Within now the next 5 years, for them to make an additional almost double their minimum wage, that's good for them. I know you don't care because you're good. I'm talking about people who aren't so good. Okay? Who aren't making as much as you, Johnson. Gosh, the selfishness of some people. Those numbers are based on the Congressional Budget Office, a report they put together. A nonpartisan federal agency, we already know that. Some 900,000 Americans would no longer be living below the poverty level if there was a $15 minimum wage in effect. Next. Now here's the downside. Remember, this is speculation as well. The downside is that 1.4 million workers could become unemployed as a result. According to the CBO's average estimate, the agency says jobs are lost because higher wages lead to higher costs for businesses, which they in turn pass on to consumers in the form of higher prices, which leads to consumers buying less of their goods and services. Now, I'm going to pause there just to tell you guys my little spiel on this. Based on the fact that many of the larger corporations already pay close to this amount in order to stomp out competition to begin with, Costco comes to mind, who just announced they're going to pay not $15, but $16 minimum wage to their employees. Why do they do this? They do this to hurt Sam's Club and the other big box retailers, to lure away better employees to their store to work for them. With this amount of competition that is in the market, the big guys are already smashing the hell out of the little guys anyway. That's what's going on. That's the reality. So to say that they're going to increase prices, that feels, we'll see about that. But I would love to go back and do a study, as Roger Meadows reminded me. I'd like to find out, through 2009 up till now, there hasn't been a minimum wage increase. Have they been increasing prices the last 10, 11 years? Last 10, 11, 12 years? I mean, if you say, if we increase the minimum wage, prices are going to go up. Have prices been going up the last 11 years? I got a feeling there has been an increase in prices at retailers for same goods in the last 11 years. So they love to tell you that if we give you more money, if we give a worker more money, all of a sudden all the prices go up. What they fail to mention is there's a thing called inflation, which causes prices to rise anyway. What doesn't rise with inflation, unfortunately, are the minimum wage of employees. So back to this. With Biden's, okay, how will the new administration's approach on policy, businesses, and taxes impact you? If the federal minimum wage increases to $15 by 2025, some 17 million workers will be directly affected. We said it. Now, Biden contested what the Congressional Budget Office report said back on February 16th in the town hall. He said there's equally as much, if not more, evidence to dictate that it would grow the economy and long run and medium run benefit, and in the long run, in the medium run, because you know how Biden talks, benefit small businesses as well as large businesses. And it would not have such a dilatory effect, but that's a debatable issue. So basically what Biden says is the same thing I said. On top of that, at least 10 other Democratic senators haven't publicly expressed their opinion on raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. So let me back up. Two key moderate Democrats, Joe Manchin once again, and Kristen Sinema, oppose raising the federal minimum wage, or at least to $15 an hour. Putting $15 an hour out of reach, putting $15 out there right now just makes it very difficult in rural America. We have small businesses, said Joe Manchin to the Wall Street Journal. On top of that, Democrat senators, other Democratic senators, more moderate Democrats, seem to be lukewarm on the idea of $15 an hour. We're not going to get $15 minimum wage that kicks in by 2025, said Harry Holzer, a public policy professor at Georgetown University. If proponents of raising the minimum wage want to see any change, they'll have to compromise. So now they're talking about, well, what if we drop it to $12? What if we drop it to $10? Now they're starting to do the backwards moonwalk like Michael Jackson. If you're under 30, that's a dance. It was like a walk dance. It was like a... Okay. It says it's also not in Schumer's best interest to corner Manchin and Sinema, into voting for a $15 minimum wage by tying it into an overarching stimulus package because they'll vote against it. So, yeah. Senator Josh Hawley, Republican out of Missouri, jackass. He says the biggest corporations in America can afford to pay their workers $15 an hour, raise the minimum wage for big business, not small businesses. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki declined to comment on whether Biden would support an hourly minimum wage below $15 an hour. Instead of mandating all states adhere to the same yearly schedule for minimum wage hikes, they could go with a regional approach. This would allow different regions of the country to get to $15 minimum wages at different times. So that's where we are. Amazon, Target, Costco, all willing to go to $15. Costco, they just went. The Hollies, 2 days before Costco, CEO Craig Jelinek announced that the warehouse retailer will raise the minimum wage for its workers to $16 an hour. And he said this isn't altruism or charity. At Costco, we know that paying employees good wages and providing affordable benefits makes sense for our business and constituents, or constitutes a significant competitive advantage for us, as I stated earlier. But even as more retail giants such as Amazon, Target are raising their base wages to $15 an hour, it's unlikely the Democrat lawmakers will abandon their longstanding promise to raise the federal minimum wage. Okay, so that's what's important here. Democrats promised $15 a minimum wage. That's what they said they'd do. That's what they said they would fight for. $15, a $15 minimum wage. It's bad enough a lot of people don't understand that they didn't mean it tomorrow. That they were going to do this in steps. A gradual increase. It's bad enough that that part wasn't illuminated. At least I don't think it was. I think most Americans thought, hey, $15 a minimum wage, ooh, that's what's going to happen. When are they going to implement that? And didn't realize that would, even if they do get that in the bill and they do pass it, it probably wouldn't take effect until 2024, 2025. Besides all of that, we got them going from $2,000 lump payment that still hasn't come to a $1,400 payment that still hasn't come. And all I'm saying is it seems like a lot of bullshit. A lot of false promises. It sounds almost to me like somebody really isn't trying to win in 2024. It sounds to me like somebody doesn't want to have the House and the Senate. Sounds like maybe it's someone's plan to not have full control, to not be held accountable. See, a funny thing happens when you have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. You have to do what you say you're going to do. That's such a good thing when you don't want to have to do what you said you were going to do. That's such a good thing when you want to talk the talk but not walk the walk. Elizabeth McDonald. Oh, what if Elizabeth McDonald's ruling, this parliamentarian ruling, where she's like the big decider of what will be able to go in the relief package or won't? What about her? They say that the Senate parliamentarian has dealt a potentially lethal blow to Democrats' drive to hike the minimum wage, deciding that the cherished progressive goal must fall from a massive COVID-19 relief bill the party is trying to speed through Congress. But I just read that the Senate could overrule it with a 51 vote, including Kamala Harris. So how is she, the Senate parliamentarian, dealing a death blow? If the Democrats, if they wanted to, could push on anyway. Sounds like bullshit, Johnson. Democrats could choose to bust through decades of Senate precedent, ignoring the parliamentarians' view, and keep the minimum wage provision in the bill with their 51 votes. They could do that. But moves like that are, to many Senate traditionalists like Biden, a 36-year veteran of the chamber, off-putting and would invite tit-for-tat retaliation by the Republicans. All right, guys, so here goes the thing. And this has always been the rub with the Democrats, and this is one of the reasons why I'm not a Democrat. As Bernie Sanders said, I don't tolerate bullshit very well. This is bullshit. Oh, Joe Biden, he's such a adherent to the rules and regulations. There should be no rule or regulation that hinders your ability to serve the people, because that is why you are there. So even to tell me in the middle of a pandemic, when essential workers are busting their asses, risking their lives, in a country that hasn't had a federal minimum wage increase since 2009, at a time when you're wondering how you're going to save the economy, at a time where a number of us are desperate, a number of us, our backs are against the wall. Now you want to talk about, we want to adhere to these rules because if we don't adhere to these rules, the Republicans are going to go tit for tat and then they're not going to adhere to rules. Folks, I'm not saying I pay that much attention to the Senate, because I don't. But this is the first time I've ever heard of a parliamentarian getting in the way of anything. In fact, the entire time Trump was in office, I didn't hear shit about a parliamentarian. I do remember there being votes. There were no Democrats voted with the Republicans. And I remember a couple of votes where Mike Pence voted and he was the tiebreaker. I remember that. And you know what I don't remember? I don't remember Donald Trump or Mitch McConnell crying about, we need to keep things, diplomatic. We need to stay with tradition. And the only time the Republicans ever use that type of talking point is when they're trying to screw Democrats. But here's the thing, guys. They don't screw Democrats. They have an agreement to sleep together. Yeah, no one's taking anybody's cookie. You understand what I'm saying here? The Republicans don't take the Democrats' cookies. No. Neither do the Democrats neither are the Democrats Bill Cosby the Republicans. These are all planned, agreed upon actions. These are agreed upon screw-overs of us. This is consensual cohabitation happening between Democrats and Republicans. There has never been, this entire time, guys, there has never been any type of arm twisting. Not really. What you have is the world's greatest performance. What you have is a bunch of ugly people playing Hollywood actors with your money. At least when Hollywood actors play roles, they do so with the money from the studios. We don't vote for them, okay? They're given a script, they play a role, they know it's not real. You and I know it's not real. Some of us are stupid. We get mad at an actor and actually believe that they are the person that they are portraying. But when politicians do it, these Republicans and Democrats do it, they are doing it without being given a role. They are playing a role, but they are not doing it. They are not doing this with the understanding that they are playing a role. They are pretending. They are playing a role, though, Johnson. They are acting. They have a script. They just don't read it to you. They don't share it with you. They don't share it with the public. It's high time, man, that people understand what's happening. That you accept and look at this situation for what it is. This parliamentarian thing, it's crap. It's a lie. It's trickery. It's fuckery. It's a game. It's a scam. It's the Democrats' way to get out of doing what they said they would do. As I started off, don't give me that, oh, the Republicans will be so much better. The Republicans and the Democrats are in cahoots in not doing what we want them to do. Just like healthcare. We all want it. It's not like there's a bunch of conservatives going, hey, I like to die from curable disease because I don't have money. No. Think what you want to think. Okay? Think what you want to think, but don't be so naive to believe that there are a bunch of conservatives and independents going, hey, I would just love not to have health care. Yeah, let's tie it to my job that's gone. Don't buy the bullshit, and don't buy into the everyone's so racist that they'd rather die than have health care. Don't be a fucking child. Okay? I'm serious. I'm serious, guys. We got to grow up. They're playing a game. That's all this is. So you mean to tell me the parliamentarian person that you're writing about, that you said is dealing a death blow, all we have to do is do like this and block them, and it's game on, Johnson? Well, do like this then. Do the thing with the thing. Do the thing. And they're not going to do the thing because they don't want to block it, because they want the parliamentarian to muck up the works, and they want a get out of jail free card. They want an excuse. All the way up until now, they've been using the excuse of Mitch McConnell. Yeah, they've been using the Mitch McConnell excuse. Now that there's no more Mitch McConnell excuse, they got to use this lady, this Elizabeth McDonough. Joe Biden doesn't want you to have $15 an hour. He doesn't want you to have it. Well, you know what? He might want you to have it. The people that own him don't want you to have it. And since they don't want you to have it, he doesn't want you to have it. And neither does Nancy, and neither does Chuck. Okay? And whoa. And the Republicans don't want you to have it either. So we can't play this stupid game where these people try to push you to Republicans as if that's going to solve it. No, Candace Coonins, that would not solve this. Joining the Boogaloo Boys, adding them to your progressive groups won't solve this. It's a travesty. My only hope is that finally, during the course of this, more Americans will wake up and realize the truth. We got one party, one big club. You ain't in it, I ain't in it. It don't matter if you're brown, purple, white, polka dot. Don't matter if you're short, tall, man, woman. If you like women, men, bi, trans, don't matter. Doesn't matter. Left-handed, right-handed. Vegetarian, carnivore. If you like the Atkins diet or the paleo diet. If you like Walking Dead, or if you like, I don't know, Snowfall. Yeah, Snowfall's good. Don't matter. They screwing us all. That's it. That's all. What's the solution? Well, if I knew what that is, if I knew what the solution is, well, my solution is we need to fight on the issues that we can get done. There's a couple of issues I want done. A couple of things I want to fight for. Ending qualified immunity is one of them. The other one is erasing student debt. These are things that can be done on the state level. I think we should turn our focus to state level actions, because those people are more receptive, because you got more control of getting their asses out of there. That's what I believe. That's what I'm going to turn the majority of my activism focus. I still report on federal issues. I'll still report on national issues. But if you want to ask me what we should be doing besides me trying to get a whole bunch of views off videos, yelling and cursing about something that will not change, I think I would, as a friend, as Tim Black, as your Johnson, leader of the Johnsons, guys, state politics, local politics is where it's at. All right. Give it up for that, I guess. Feels a little weird to hit the clap button behind it, but it ain't nice, but it's true. It's not funny. It's not, you know. Next on my agenda of things, Donald Trump is out of office. You almost wouldn't believe it because whenever there's some little bit of Donald Trump news, people lose their minds. They go crazy. I think it's the Democrats getting excited. They're getting excited like they get some special attention, you know? Like they're going on a vacation. Or maybe like they hit the lottery. I think that's what it is. It's like hitting the lottery for these Democrats. Oh, we're about to get a whole lot of views. We're about to get a whole lot of clicks. Ooh, a Trump story for the morons. And those who believe the trail, the big pile of shit we've been shoveling for the last 4 years that made us all that money. Oh, wow. All that money, baby. Well, today crossed the desk another story like that. This one is Donald Trump. Tax returns. Yeah, he's out of office. And these dumb bastards are jumping up and down, howling at the moon about his tax returns. New York prosecutors finally have Trump's tax returns, and the public will likely never see them. Hey, somebody just discovered the recipe, the KFC's official new recipe. Yeah. Oh, but you can't see it. But, hey, we got it. But you don't get to know what it is. And somehow this is news because of what? It's like one of those horror movies, man. One of those very sad love movies, man. When someone passes away and then you can't hear their last words. What is it? What is it? Baby, what is it? Who did this to you? The Manhattan District Attorney's Office confirmed Thursday that it had received Trump's tax records a year and a half after first requesting them. Manhattan DA Cyrus Vance and his team will now be able to dig through what sources tell CNN are millions of pages of documents spanning January 2011 to August 2019. Vance got the documents, which include financial statements and engagement agreements from Trump's accounting firm, Mazars USA. The transfer happened within an hour of the Supreme Court ordering that Mazars hand over the documents on Monday. Vance's spokesperson told reporters. Forensic accountants and analysts are now prepared to root through the records to find potential fraud or wrongdoing. But because the records were handed over as a part of a grand jury investigation, they are unlikely to ever be made public. Yep. Democrats in the House had meanwhile been trying to access Trump's tax returns from the time they gained a majority 2 years ago. Courts had ruled both for and against the Democrat subpoenas. But the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit ultimately decided in December not to rule in the case. So this let Trump run out the clock. It's unclear if Congress will try to pursue Trump's records again now that he's out of the White House. I guess if you really just want to, if you want to keep the focus on Trump and continue to make Trump a distraction, this is a way to go. I mean, you could do this because there's got to be some numbskulls, some morons, some people who don't have anything else to do in their lives except watch Rachel Maddow hold up an empty folder. How much did MSNBC clear on that whole scheme? That exercise? A lot. They made a lot of money off of that. Oh, God, what's going to happen? Wonder if Trump is really a billionaire or a 100,000 millionaire. I myself don't have enough to feed my doggy. But, yeah, I'm real concerned on how much money Trump has or doesn't have. I covered that because I just want you to know. It just shows how pathetic this whole system is. And it also shows, and I just want you to take note. Just do me a favor, guys. Just keep your eyes open to who covers that shit. That horse, if they're covering that like that's serious, like that's important, like that matters at all, and you're watching them, they need their ass kicked and you need your ass kicked. That's how that should go. There should be a long line of ass kickers going out. And you should be in the line to get your ass kicked. With all that we have going on, that's what you care about? Next story. Here goes one that should have been front page. U.S. bombs Syria. Bloodthirsty, imperialistic asshole. Totalitarian assholes. Colonizers bomb brown people. That's the lead. Not this Trump shit. Not the Democrats doing the song and dance, Johnson. This should be where it's at. The U.S. launched airstrikes in Syria on Thursday, targeting facilities near the Iraqi border, used by Iranian-backed militia groups. The Pentagon said the strikes were retaliation for a rocket attack in Iraq earlier this month. They killed one civilian contractor and wounded a U.S. service member and other coalition forces. The airstrike was the first military action undertaken by the Biden administration, which in its first weeks has emphasized its intent to put more focus on the challenges posed by China, even as Mideast threats persist. I think we should be prepared for a lot more of this. Boy, the military-industrial complex ran into the Oval Office, gave Joe Biden a big sloppy kiss on the lips and said, "Honey, I'm back. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. Baby needs a new carriage." Woo! Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Next story. Capitol Police. Acting Capitol Police Chief, phone logs show January 6th National Guard approval was delayed. Yeah. Acting U.S. Capitol Police Chief Yogananda Pittman testified on Thursday that cell phone records show former U.S. Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sund requested National Guard support from the House Sergeant at Arms as early as 12:58 p.m. on January 6. But he did not receive approval until over an hour later. Why it matters. Sunday, former House Sergeant at Arms Paul Irving clashed at Senate hearings on Tuesday over a dispute in the timeline for when Capitol Police requested the National Guard during the Capitol insurrection. Ooh. Irving insisted that he has no recollection of receiving the request until after 2. Lawmakers are looking for accountability over that hour of lost time when pro-Trump rioters were able to breach and ransack the Capitol. I did not get a request at 1:09 that I can remember, said Irving. Irving, who resigned after the insurrection, testified, the first conversation I had with Chief Sunday in that time frame was 1:28 and 1:30. In that conversation, he indicated that conditions were deteriorating and that he might be looking for National Guard approval. Pittman testified to a House subcommittee that Sund's phone records show the former chief first reached out for National Guard support to Irving at 12:58. Sund then spoke to former Senate Sergeant at Arms Michael Stenger to make the same request at 1:05. Pittman says Sund repeated his request to Irving at 1:28, then spoke to him again at 1:34, 1:39, 1:45. Pittman testifies officers were unsure of the lethal force rules on January 6. Looks like Sund took a fall for nothing. Yeah, it looks like Sund took a fall for nothing. Well, probably not nothing. But it looks like Sund was the scapegoat. Folks, I don't know if you know this. You may be new to the show. I've lived in the D.C. capital area my entire life. That's a long time, Johnson. I've worked in D.C. for the majority of my life until I started doing this. One thing you're never short of in D.C. are cops. Never have a problem finding a cop. We got so many cops in D.C., which you can't imagine, because I don't know if you noticed or not, it's the nation's capital. You yell cop, and about 5 different jurisdictions of cops trip over themselves running. So this always smelled like horse shit to me. The idea that they want us to think that they were taken off guard. No, they were unbeknownst that there was going to be a rally, even though the entire internet knew. And even if your Google doesn't work, and you don't know how to work the Twitter, you've never been on Clubhouse, even if that's all true, you're still stuck on MySpace. Doesn't matter. Because when the Trumpers came to town, they didn't all hole up in their hotels for 3 days. They went out and did shit. So if you were in D.C., you saw a lot of Trumpers in the area getting warmed up for the big day. So this whole idea that it's about the only time they could prep was that the hour before things got hairy, scary, is bullshit. Okay? Does that excuse Jethro and Cody for running their dumbasses in the Capitol? No. No, it doesn't. See, we're not going to play this black and white, hot or cold thing where we pretend These people are the devil, and these people are angels. Now, we're going to be smart enough to realize, there's nuance. There's gradations. There's gradations of this shit. Okay? Yeah, you smacked the guy in your face, but he spit on you first. That matters. And yeah, you called her a name, sister, but she ran over your foot with her cart. That matters. That counts. So, we're not going to pretend that this is angels and devils, red shirts and blue shirts, good guys and bad guys, cops and robbers. We're going to be smart. We're going to be adults, not morons. Not just because they tell us this. Everyone's not a bigot. Everyone's not a thug. Okay? All right. Grow up. We're going to grow up. We're going to grow up together. We're not going to let them pull this on us. That's what they're doing. They're only doing it to take our money, Johnson. They're only doing it to get over. They're not doing it to help us. All right. I'm going to take a quick break, come back, and I'll do the last story. Governor Cuomo, you won't want to miss this one, Johnson. It's going to be rich.
Cool Streams TV, the best streaming service in the world. With over 2,000 channels. Watch it anywhere on your Android or iPhone. Watch it on your tablet or any Fire device. Premium channels, network channels, pay-per-view sports. Direct access to 24/7 customer service. Go to CoolStreamsTV.com and purchase your subscription. Cool Streams TV. We are the best in the business.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.
Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
Yeah. That's right, Johnsons. All right. Okay, so we're looking good on the volume. Okay, we're back. Okay. Not too long ago, guys, there was talk about this not so well-known governor in New York. This sort of dark horse. Oh, when things are looking their darkest, it looked like maybe we'd be stuck with Joe Biden, who didn't know what day it was, what party it was in, or if he had on pants. Looks like we might be stuck with him as the only one that could defeat Donald Trump. And we had this guy who looked like he was so sturdy, so decisive, so witty, so sexy. We thought maybe this guy will be the guy for us. I mean, it was the time of COVID-19 at its highest. He would come out every day with his water bottle and he'd look impressive. He'd talk about what needed to be done. Action. Steps that need to be taken. He did it every day. He was reliable. While Biden was hiding in his basement, no one knew where he was. He was a figure you could count on every day like clockwork. He'd arrive to the podium with water bottle in hand, jewelry dangling from his chest, and a witty retort and a stern word of what us New Yorkers need to do. Of course, I'm talking about New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. But I, like some of you, could smell a rat. Yeah, I could smell a rat. I recall there were people on Facebook who didn't understand what I was talking about. They said, you don't like nobody, Tim Black. Tell me somebody you like. I said, I like Bernie Sanders. They said, tell us somebody else. I said, I like Nina Turner. Tell us somebody else. Hey, man, if I tell you, keep telling you people, and every time I tell you somebody, you shoot them down, I'm going to stop telling you people. I said, there's something about Cuomo. I don't think he's genuine. I don't think he's real. Seems insincere. I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, I'm around fast talkers, smooth talkers, hustlers and players. I grew up from that age, you know? I can tell when somebody's full of shit. Well, sometimes I can tell. I've made mistakes. But I can tell this guy's full of shit, and you're not going to pull a fast one on me and don't fall for it. Yeah. Luckily, we dodged the bullet of Andrew Cuomo becoming the nominee for the Democratic Party. That's what people said was going to happen. They said Joe Biden wouldn't make it to the general election. They would install Andrew Cuomo. And if not Andrew Cuomo, they're going to install Hillary Clinton. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what type of doomsday scenario you want to paint for yourself, here we are. Andrew Cuomo's taking a fall that's, I haven't seen a fall like this taken since that guy, that Attorney General in New York. You know, the one was cracking all of the payola. Not Winter, the other one. Yeah, you know which one. That guy. Haven't seen anyone take a fall like that since that guy when he got caught with prostitutes or something. Or something. I don't know. Corrupted something he did. Yeah, Cuomo's fall lately has been the dissension is wow. There was this guy, they once talked about him being the heir apparent to the throne, the Democratic Party, and now it's like he might get kicked out of office. People are calling for his resignation. How did this happen? Why did this happen? Well, turns out that Cuomo was padding the books on his death certificates in his nursing homes. Yeah, when he was coming out with the water bottles, he left in this dressing room the real accounting of how many seniors were dying of COVID-19 in his nursing homes. That's kind of a big deal if you're a person who has a parent who you're sending to a nursing home because you thought the numbers were low. Because you got Cuomo every day coming out talking about how great the numbers are in the nursing homes. And come to find out, the numbers weren't so great. And you got Cuomo threatening to hurt people. Threatening to do things to people if they didn't keep their mouths shut. Capiche? As if things couldn't get any worse. And you get this meatball-eating son of a lying about people losing their lives. As if they couldn't get any worse than that. Now you got the guy being accused of being a sexual harasser. Now, Andrew, he seemed like such a good guy. Ashley Judd and Eva Longoria turn on Governor Cuomo as Time's Up calls for harassment probe. The star-studded Time's Up Foundation on Thursday joined the growing chorus that's demanding an official probe into sexual harassment claims against Governor Andrew Cuomo, marking an about-face by two of its most famous board members. Allegations of inappropriate behavior in any workplace are deeply troubling and should be addressed, said Foundation President and CEO Tina Chen. We call on the Cuomo administration to conduct a full and independent investigation into these claims immediately. Time's Up was founded amid the scandal that led to the conviction and imprisonment of famed movie producer Harvey Weinstein on, as we know, sexual assault charges. Its board members include actress Ashley Judd, a Weinstein accuser, who in 2019 held Cuomo for signing an anti-harassment law, and actress Eva Longoria, who praised Cuomo's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, which she helped host last year's Democratic National Convention. And see how it's all tied together? See, Eva Longoria and Ashley Judd have to save face because they vouched for the guy. Luca Labrasi swims with the fishes. Thursday's announcement by the nonprofit group followed similar calls from actress Rose McGowan, a Weinstein accuser, and Me Too activist Mayor Bill de Blasio. We're New Yorkers. We stick together. Except when you get sexual harassment charges, Cuomo. Bill's like, glad it ain't me. Oh, glad it ain't me. The governor hasn't appeared in public since Boylan on Wednesday further accused him of kissing her on the lips. Yeah. Let me back up. In December, Cuomo denied initial non-specific allegations made against him by former aide Lindsey Boylan. There you go, Lindsey Boylan, now a Democratic candidate for Manhattan Borough President, saying, they're just not true. They're just not true. The governor hasn't appeared in public since Boylan on Wednesday further accused him of kissing her on the lips, without warning following a 2010 meeting in his Manhattan office. And of saying, let's play strip poker, during an October 2017 flight on his official state jet. But on Wednesday, Cuomo Press Secretary Caitlin Gironard said in a prepared statement, as we said before, Ms. Boylan's claim of inappropriate behavior are quite simply false. Gironard also released his joint statement from four current former aides, John Maggiore, Howard Zimsky, David Lever, and Abby Fashour Collins, who said they had joined Cuomo for the October 2017 flight, on which Boylan was also a passenger. We were on each of those October flights, and this conversation did not happen. I don't know if I believe you. At the end of the day, guys, we don't know. We don't know. But it really looks bad. It looks very bad, Cuomo. It looks so bad. You might have to fudge some numbers. You know, like approving numbers, approval rating numbers. You might want to fudge those because it doesn't look like you're going to be with us much longer. I don't know. I just, hey, these are all allegations, right? But when the ladies start turning on you, who had your back, maybe it's time for an exit plan. That's all I got, guys. It's been great. It's been real. I'm Tim Black. Follow me at Real Tim Black on Facebook, YouTube, and I'm Tim Black at Night on the Instagrams. You can always go to TimBlackTV.com, pick up some merch. I'm going to be rocking some merch tomorrow. Yeah, got to show off the Tim Black merch. What else? Had a great interview today with Ajamu Baraka. Give it up for Ajamu Baraka. I'll have that interview ready tomorrow. Be up by 8 p.m. So that'll premiere tomorrow at 8. Tomorrow at 2, I'm going to premiere an interview with Maryland delegate Janelle Wilkins, where we discuss qualified immunity. It's part of my qualified immunity package that I'm working on, that I'm focused on. And I think that's it. Oh, remember, tomorrow's Freedom Friday, so you'll be able to call up to the show and voice your opinion on issues or what have you. And that's it. Think that'll do it, Johnsons. Great show, great times. Now let's go to the comment section and see what we got. Booyah. Facebook people, I want to thank everybody on Facebook who shared the show tonight. I appreciate you guys. Big time. What's up, Rod? Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Preston. Good looking out. I appreciate it. Letting people know you're watching the show. Helps spread awareness about the show. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Natalie. Much love to you. Dolores, Susan, Kitty. And on the YouTube, got a couple people on YouTube. Let's see, we got Garrett said Joe Biden is a freaking nightmare. We need to organize because we need to fight Line Biden and his warmongering donors for every crumb. Yeah, we do. We do need to fight that. I want to thank all my Patreons, because without the Patreons to this show, this wouldn't be a show. Wouldn't be able to do this. So I want to thank everybody who's a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Give it up for those members of the Tim Black Wolfpack on Facebook and on YouTube and on Patreon.com. So I appreciate you. We carry signs. Thank you, my friend, for supporting the show. Remember, go to Patreon.com, Tim Stay Glad, become a member of the Wolfpack. Get the link to every show in its entirety, and that's at least 20 shows. 20 shows a month. But that's going to actually increase by a lot because, as I announced, we are going to a day show as well, which will have a different content. I'm not going to just run the day show or the night show during the daytime. No, it's going to be a different show. It's going to have a different name and be a different show, and we'll cover different issues because this is what I do. So why not do more of it? What's up, right? All right, folks, that's it. Kelly M's in the house. Cut the damn checks. I love that. Cut the damn checks. Can't say I disagree, Johnson. Can't say I disagree. What time is it? 11, 12, 50, 57? Okay, went over a little bit. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Be here, be square. I'm trying to start tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Tim Black. I love you. Don't forget, don't let nobody take your cornbread, all right? Keep your cornbread. We're all Johnsons. Independent media only Johnson. I'm out.
Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.